So I'm just starting the stream. 3, 2, 1. Davey, we're live. How you doing, mate?
Good evening, good evening.
Are you well?
Yeah, it's nice to be back to the football.
Oh, it isn't, I mate. It's been
a long 2 weeks, isn't it?
Oh, it's been the longest, one of the longest breaks I've known.
Aye.
It feels that way anyway, doesn't it, Dave?
Aye. It does, aye.
And it's just it's nice to get that back to normality.
Aye.
Oh, I'll just turn that down a second. But no, I heard you on Total Sport, Davey, and it was good. And what made us laugh is you like Benno. You were giving Benno like, what would you do to change things like the lineups and this and that and the other, and he couldn't argue with what you were saying.
No, I couldn't. He annoyed me when he was saying, "Oh, we should go 5 at the back and play for a draw." Bullshit! Play for a draw. We're top of the league, man.
We're not playing Real Madrid, are we?
Hey, man.
It's like, I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's queer, isn't it? It's like, why should we be petrified of Millwall?
And that does my head in. Do you think they'll not be worried about Sunderland? They will be.
Well, you can say what you like, right? You can say you were lucky or you've been playing crap. You can't lie the fact that we're top of the league.
Exactly.
You can't lie it. And so far, we've deserved to be top of the league because the table don't lie.
Aye. It'll be a difficult game. It'll be a difficult game if we had our full strength side out.
Aye, I heard you say that.
It would be. Every time we played Millwall in the last whatever many years, they've always been difficult games. Always.
And it made us laugh as well. And he says like, what an awful place that Millwall and Luton's to go. And Benno says, would you go again? And you went, no.
No.
Because you know we're out. Jim Ends just joined, says, hello, Cabbie and Davey. Steve Taylor's in the room.
Hello, Stevie, the gas man.
How are you doing, Steve? He says, good evening, guys. Does anyone know what the lads on Total Sport were on about when they were mentioning Roy Keane 0-0 tomorrow? Do you know what he was on about there, Davey, when he was mentioning...
They're on about the podcast he's done with Jill Scott. I haven't watched it, but I'll watch it after this.
Oh, is that what it is? I mean, I got a run to Lockerbie in the taxi, so I only caught... I put Total Sport on. It was straight away when you were on, Davey.
Aye. The one he took one phone call from a Sunderland fan tonight.
Really?
One phone call?
Well, that's...
I wasn't on till 7:20.
I was surprised. I'm surprised with that, man, because it's the first time we've got a league game for a while. I can't understand that.
One phone call they took.
So what were they talking about?
It took ages. I mean, there was only one phone call before 7 o'clock, and that was a Newcastle fan, and that was the next one on at 7:15.
Yeah, because I heard Simon Pride saying that Dave's had a bit of a long wait. I know they go through the usual routine, don't they? They've got like they've got Razor, and then they've gone to Barnsley if he's there or whatever, and then. But I'm surprised at that, especially because we've got the game tomorrow.
No, I know.
You know, and like I say, they've got rules to follow. But I just think their show would pull in such a bigger audience if it was like 606 on 5 Live, where it was just loads of people phoning in, loads of, you know, because I like to listen to the fans, Davey. I like to listen to the Newcastle fans when they're phoning in, having a crack on.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And
I like the phone calls. That's why I listen to the show. Is for the phone calls.
Aye. Oh yeah, absolutely. Of course it is.
They cannot tell me any news about Sunderland or Newcastle or what's happening about the team and that. You know all that because you're on top of it yourself.
Of course you do. But you just like to hear a neutral perspective from the fans. You want to hear what they think, because everybody has a different opinion, don't they?
Right.
David Joblin's just come onto the chat. Hello, David Joblin. Good evening. Peter Lesbriel says, hello Peter, welcome along. He says, evening lads, I'm going for a 3-1 to Millwall. Sorry to say, he says he hopes I'm wrong. Peter from Guernsey. He thinks Millwall's gonna win 3-1. Would it be a concern if we got a heavily defeat tomorrow?
I wouldn't like that. Like, but I don't think it'll be out like that. I think it's a 1-0 game either way, mate. Like,
because Millwall's not a high goal scorers.
No, I just hope we're like nice and compact and we play our game and we didn't get all over the place because we've got new players in and that.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in what team he's going to play. I could pick about 20 sides and not get it right.
Yeah, I heard you mentioning the fact like it'd be good. Maybe it's O'Sheash to pop in, and Watson to come in on the left, Mayenda on the right, and Bennett was adamant, wasn't he? He's not going to play Mayenda on the right.
Well, I've seen him play on the right for the 21s, and he's got pace, and he'll cut in on his left like Roberts does.
Mm-hmm.
He's the nearest I can think of because we are stuck for somebody on the right. Bar's no good. I wouldn't play Bar.
Oh, who was it that says? Oh no, I was. If I miss anything, I like to listen to yesterday's show when I'm at work, and there was a Sunderland fan phoned up and he says Bar would struggle to get in the National League side. He says
I wouldn't play Bar. He'll crumble in like because the pressure will be too much for him.
Right. I mean, players out. Do you think we've really got that much of a weakened squad to play Millwall tomorrow, or am I being a bit too harsh? Do you think the lads we've got aren't actually that bad to replace?
Well, I don't know what side he's going to play, but whatever side he'll play, in my eyes, he'll play the nearest side to our first team. Because he plays the same system week in and week out, doesn't he?
He doesn't like the budge, does he?
We play the same way. It doesn't matter what happens. We play the same way. And all them players on the fringes know this. They're training all day and every day. They know how to play. The only trouble is with fringe players is they're not as consistent as the first teamers. That's why they're not in the first team.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
But they've all got ability. Tommy Watson, Mayenda, Adele, they've all got ability. They're just not consistent enough to stay in the first team.
And that's the reason why. I mean, I would still like to see Elesic get a run out tomorrow, but I'm still sort of...
For some reason, he's not ready, like, and you've just got to trust the manager, like. He might spring a surprise, he might be in the team.
And that's Samed, Abdel, is it Samed or whatever, the lone player, he reckon he's not going to be possibly ready. He's only going to be available to start training, I reckon, in
the middle of December.
Middle of December. I mean, Davey, the months are flying past before we know it. It's going to be May.
I know, it's crazy.
You know, and it's like, what do they do? Do they just send him back and say, look, well, what's the point?
Yeah, they'll be paying his wages and all, won't they?
Oh, it's just mind-boggling, Davey.
It's just crazy.
It's mind-boggling. And of course we've got I still think O'Sheash will be away in January because it was Regis Labrie who sold him in the first place at his old spot.
Right.
So I don't think he'll be here. I was going to say something and what the hell, I'm busy wrecking the spot at the minute, pulling all the things off. I don't know, it's something I just don't understand. I really didn't. I just don't understand what they're thinking of. Is they're fetching players in like a injured mugger. Pavida, I mean, Sheffield Wednesday fans was like messaging me left, right, and centre saying he's good. He's good when he's fit, but the bad news is he's never fit.
Never fit, and he's never been, has he? He come injured. He had no pre-season.
Nah.
He got injured his first 10 minutes, and they don't even talk about him now, do they?
They don't. I mean, what was the game he came on for as a sub, and he lasted literally 2 minutes, and he started limping, and he came straight off again? What game was that?
Yeah, what game was that?
Was it the Stadium of Light? He just literally came on. He started limping, and they took him straight back off again.
Yeah.
Talk about limping Lang Leslie.
Might have been Derby County, something like that. Or no, it might have been earlier before that. But he's been disappointing, hasn't he?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. James B on the chat. Hello, James. He says, only because United have been docked 2 points, guys. And I think he's on about that's why we're still top of the league. Look, we're fully aware that the team's breathing down our necks. But as the weeks go on, Sunderland just seem to be hanging on, and it seems to be getting tighter and tighter and tighter as the weeks keep going. So I mean that tells you that the fact like Sunderland is slacking and the other teams are starting to catch up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because we did have quite a good cushion at one point. But football's a funny thing. All it takes is if say Sunderland win 2 games and the other teams below lose 2 games, then we're back to a cushion again. That's how quickly it can change.
Oh.
As it can, especially in this strange league. Yes, David Joblin's going. He's going for Sunderland 2, Millwall 1 with Rig. James B says, do you think we will lose any players in January? I think O'Shea should be gone. I think Rusin will possibly go. What do you reckon, Davey? Barr will go?
Barr, Anderson. And we'll bring some in. We will bring some in, like, definitely.
I seen the good evening, John Nesbitt, mate. He's just popped in. How are you doing? Hope you're well. There was on the banter page. They were saying like, Sunderland, doing all the hardest to try and not to get Riggy and Bellingham's heads turned with all these vultures that are coming in, and this and that, the other. And it's like, well, that's one thing you can't stop. But what Sunderland should be concentrating on is one of the best ways is to stop their heads turning is concentrating on our own bloody game. You know what I mean? Let's.
They'll not be gone anywhere in January.
No. The stakes. There'll be a higher chance them going somewhere in January. I'm not saying it's going to happen. Of course I'm not. But it'll be a higher chance of it possibly happening. Let's say if we gone winless, we didn't win a game until now in January, and we're going on a massive collapse, and we're like below mid-table. That's when I'm talking extremes here, but that's when possibly their heads can turn and say, well, yeah, I'm sick of this. I'm away here. That's what. I'm not saying it's going to happen. Look, well, of course we're a long way off that. I'm just talking of the old Sunderland. It's something that Sunderland have done in the past, many of. So I think Sunderland need to concentrate and strengthening the squad in January. They definitely need more players in. They definitely need to bring Hendo in. They've got to go for Henderson, Davey.
It'd be great. Get him in and a couple others. They'll definitely strengthen the side. They'll get a full back in.
They've got to just keep, get the points on the board. Because I was on Total Sport yesterday. I was speaking to Martin Smith. He was on yesterday.
Yeah, I heard you.
It was a canny show.
He's a good lad, Martin, isn't he?
Aye, he is. Aye, he's
a proper Sunderland fan.
Aye, and of course we've got Martin Smith as a special guest on Monday.
Good, that'll be great.
That's a canny one, like Dave. Looking forward to that. John Nesbitt says it's Speakman's fault. Shoddy management with these injured players. He says it's pure madness. I mean, if he knew about these injured players before he's got them, then why get them? It still doesn't make sense. It's honestly still does not make sense. It only seems to happen with us. You know, but the patience will run out with the fans. They will, especially with that Samed guy. Is it Samed? I keep forgetting his name. Aye. They'll start knocking on the door as the weeks keep going and says, well, what's going on? What's going on with this player here and this player there? They'll start knocking on the door and asking. Because they're not stupid.
We didn't seem to have any luck with injuries, do we?
We didn't.
I mean, look at Alan Brown. He's played 10 seasons at Preston and hardly missed a game. I
said yesterday. I says
he comes here and he's been out about 3 times now, hasn't he?
Aye, absolutely. I says to Smithy yesterday, I says, you know what, Martin, I says, Sunderland, I says, they get injuries. It's not like a dislocated eyelash or something. I says, when Sunderland get injuries, I says, it's months. Do you know what I mean? And it goes on and on and on and on. And he did agree. I mean, are we just? It probably happens to every single team. You just don't hear about it, or do you just generally do think Sunderland seems to have the worst injury record in that division?
It just seems a lot more injuries now, doesn't it? I mean, I remember like 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, you just watched the same 11 every week, didn't you?
You did.
You know, like, I mean, I'm going further back if you want, but the likes of Dick Malone and them, they played every week, every game. You know?
Well, what is it? Are they not as fit these days? Are they being overtrained? I mean, there's got to be some causing it, surely. Or are they play acting they didn't want to play? You don't know, do you?
Mm-hmm.
It's. I mean, how many times do you hear Sunderland players getting injured in training?
Aye.
They haven't even played a game. Or in Sunderland's cases, he's injured when he gets off the plane, like Samed. It's just absolutely crackers, man.
Cabby, it could be worse. We could have Callum Wilson.
Go on, lad, Davey.
Did you hear them last night when Eddie Howe said, we don't want to rush him back?
Oh, what was that? I didn't hear that. Was that on the start of the show?
Eddie Howe, in his press conference, he says, oh, we don't want to rush him back. We don't want to rush Callum. And John Anderson said, rush him back. We've never seen him for months.
I missed it. And Ando's good crack, like, isn't he? John Anderson.
Oh, it's great, John. Great.
You know, I like to try and get a question in for Anderson, but sometimes you rushed, aren't you, when you're on Total Sport? What schedule you've got?
You've got to check them, and the night he tried to say it to me, and I went, whoa, Simon.
Aye. It's like,
and I says to him, what you doing in the studio?
Was
you know
class.
Me in your hotel in London.
But sometimes they're like they're not being rude. They've just got a tight schedule to run, and they're running out of time, and that's all they're doing, isn't it? Here we go. God, there's loads of. Jim N says, I think giving Tommy Watson a good run of games might be the making of him. He says, remember when we first played Try Hume, he improved game after game. What do you think? Do you think it won't do him any harm giving him a good start tomorrow, Davey?
Yes, he deserves his chance. With Mundell being out, he's got a chance of a run of games, hasn't he? It's down to him now.
Aye.
It's down to Tommy. He's young and he's naive, but I mean, he kind of do no more than perform for the 21s, and he does week in and week out.
And that's the only way he's going to get his experience, isn't it? And
not the ideal place to go, Millwall. We know that.
Aye.
But if you're quick enough, they'll not kick you.
So there we go, Jim. And it's I think giving Tommy Watson a good run. And not, you never know. He might be a wonder kid tomorrow. He might rip them to shreds. You just didn't know what it's going to do. Millwall.
He's capable of it. He's capable.
Well, I am. I've seen some of the cracking stuff he does.
Aye.
Especially in the under 21s.
Best of luck tomorrow. I hope he's a screamer.
Jim N as well says. He says, hi John. He says the Nesbitt brothers are in the house again. And John says, hello Jim. They're regulars, aren't they? Like two regulars popping into the pub every night. Steve Taylor says, I'll make a prediction. Samed won't be here after January. And I've heard a few people say that, you know.
I've heard they're going to attack him back like the team he's come from. I think is it no, I don't know. Where's he come from? Some French team.
Well, we're not going to miss him because he's never played.
They must think we'd still start injuring him.
Oh, dear me. Mackem on a mission says, evening lads, think we will lose tomorrow with a weekend. So he says, think we will lose tomorrow with a weekend squad, and a few fans have also said that as well, with a weekend squad.
I can see where they're coming from, like.
Aye. But you don't know. I mean, it might have also thrown Millwall off because they don't know what squad we're going to bring up.
They'll not even know what system we're playing.
No, they'll have done their homework on us on our full strength squad. This has probably put a spanner in their works because of the fact, like, who's this young lad? Tommy Watson, I've never heard of him. And who's this? And it might totally knock them for 6.
Yeah.
You didn't know? Because we've still got players with pace, you know. Watson's got some pace. Meander's got pace, and Isidore, we know how fast he can be.
Right. Them's the 3 I would play up front.
Absolutely.
I would start with them 3, and you've got the bench. We should have a good bench tomorrow now.
And it's right what you say. There's no other place Isidore should play but centre forward.
Nowhere.
Aye.
If he's on the wing tomorrow, I'll fall out with Regis because that is a big mistake.
Yeah, and you pointed that out today when Bennett says, well, you did know Wilson Isidore came here as not as a forward, when then you corrected him and said, yeah, absolutely, but his best position, without a doubt, is a forward. And didn't he ask you the question about, or was it you that says he made a big mistake against Coventry, shoving Wilson Isidore off to the left, or when he does, because it's making us weaker by putting him to the left because his favourite position's up front.
Yeah, he did make a mistake. I think he regrets it now. But you've got to realise, Cabbie, they've only got split seconds to make a decision, haven't they?
Oh God, aye.
On the sidelines, you've got to do it, haven't they?
Aye. Jim N says, Cabbie, yes, he says, you are being a negative Nancy. He says, they'll stay and value will increase in the summer. He says, they've already had massive bids, so heads won't be turned. He says, owners will definitely strengthen in Jan. So Jim N thinks I'm being a negative Nancy. Alright, Pastor, how are you doing?
Alright.
Oh, Pastor!
MACKEM, these messages are coming in quick, Davey. I can't keep up.
Not like SAFC, is it?
I'll be getting ranked for this. You watch. I'll be getting a message saying I shouldn't be doing it.
Do you get likes? Do you get likes, Cabbie?
Aye, the thumbs up button. Oh, aye.
What's your average on them?
On match days, it can reach about 200 likes.
SAFC plead for you to get them to 100 every time they're on.
Aye. Well, I'm just me being me. You know, I'm concentrating on my channel, working with you, Dave, twice a week, just doing what I like, enjoy doing, and that's all I'm doing. I'm not jumping into other channels and stamping on people's feet. I'm just doing what I'm doing.
Just keep doing what you're doing, son. You've got plenty of support.
You know,
you wouldn't have them texting in all the time.
Oh no, it's spot on. I wouldn't even be surprised if certain channels try and grass us up in Newcastle, saying MACKEM, because they'll try their best to try and hinder us. You know,
Aye.
they'll try their best. The people say the SAFC channels are all together. They're not. They're not. Most. I'm not saying everybody, but certain channels cannot stand if you're doing better than them. I don't do my streams to be better than anybody. I don't aim to be better than Channel B or Channel B or Channel C or whatever. I just come on here to be me and get on with what I enjoy doing. Mm-hmm. If somebody's getting 150 more views than what I'm doing, so what? Well done to them. I'm still just concentrating on me. It's crazy. Anyway, enough of... Steve Taylor says, think it was Derby for Pavida because it was a night game. I think you're right, Davey. It was...
yeah.
It was a derby, wasn't it? Ken Walton, hello Ken, you alright? He says, hi guys, chin up. He says, it might never happen. I'm just looking forward to it because the football season started again and it's a normal 3 o'clock kick-off.
Aye, I'm looking forward to just football in general. What's the score tonight? Can you get the latest result? Score?
I can do. Let's have a look at this in the Championship. We've got Plymouth 1, Watford 1.
Watford
took the lead with Bayo on the 9th minute. And Gray equalised for Plymouth on 24 minutes. Plymouth have got a decent record at home, you know.
Aye, well, the good home side, aren't they?
They have a good home side. And League 2, we've got Cheltenham 0, Tranmere 0, if there's any Cheltenham or Tranmere soft spots in the chat and stuff. Well, we'll catch up again. Like I say, I'll try to get everybody involved if I can. Oops, where are we? Jim N says, our squad value is the third highest in the Championship. It's between us, Leeds and Sheffield United at the moment. I was talking to a Leeds fan today in the car, one of my passengers, and he reckons, he says Burnley is still not out of the run, you know. And I said to him, I says, yeah, I think Burnley's poor. I says, yes, they might be there and thereabouts. I says, but I fear Sheffield United and Leeds more than I do Burnley.
Okay.
Without a doubt.
I'll look at the bookies. The bookies is very rarely wrong, aren't they?
Yes.
Leeds is first favourites, Sheffield United second favourites, and Sunderland's are third favourites.
Ah, absolutely.
Middlesbrough's ahead of Burnley in the betting.
Middlesbrough, you can't write Middlesbrough off.
No, they're ahead of Burnley in the betting.
Yeah. It's just as you think the teams are having a no season and it's going to be a bad season for them, they'll just put it. All you need to do is put 3 or 4 good results together and you fly up that table.
Aye.
That's how close it is. 4 wins on the bounce, 3 wins on the bounce, and you fly up.
Aye. Well, sure that when we won 3 off the bounce, we went 5 points clear.
Aye.
So them weeks will come again, man. Don't worry about that.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it will. Absolutely.
We've got 2 home games off the belt coming up in a week's time, haven't we?
Yes, indeed. We've gone from one extreme to the other to having no games because of the international break to 3 games in 10 days.
Right.
And yes, once again we've got 2 away games, 1 home. It's like always seem to be away, didn't we?
Right, but we've got 2 home games coming up in a couple of weeks. Bristol City and Stoke, both at home.
Dare I say they're beatable?
Well, Stoke's another Coventry, aren't they?
They are. We seem to do better at their ground than we do here. John Nesbitt says the injuries could be down to overworked on the training pitch by Dodds and Proctor. He reckons they're poor trainers.
I think we've got one of the fittest teams in the league, mate. Like the way they put the effort in.
Maybe they're just overfit. They're overdoing it.
No.
You know, you have like hell in the Formula 1 car engine. It blows, doesn't it? If you overdo it, I don't know. Got to leave that to the experts at the old the physio department in Sunderland. John Nesbitt says it's a win-win for these owners. If they are gone in January, it's pounds, and it's the same in the summer. They also make money. To be fair, he says, as long as we buy experienced players to replace them, he says, I'll be happy. Just like, I suppose, we were panicking when Jack Clark got sold. We've not missed them, have we?
No.
Dare I say that?
We might in the next 8 weeks, but...
Jim, of course. He says, I always give you a like. You want, Davey?
Getting back to the transfers, Cabby. I mean, you're on about Riggin Bellingham.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Cabby, if they want to go somewhere else, there's nothing you can do about it. You've just got to get the best price you can. And that applies to any player.
If Bellingham's going to go anywhere, correct me if I'm wrong, it'll be Borussia Dortmund, because that's where his brother started.
Right, and then he'll end up at Real Madrid. Same scenario.
And they're watching Bellingham's every move, Borussia Dortmund.
Right.
And this is reports
and they'll be in touch with the family, won't they?
Yeah. And they've got close connections and close friends with the Bellinghams, Borussia Dortmund. So
I do believe, I'm not certain, mind you, but I do believe that the Bellingham's father's the agent and all. I think he is.
Right. Okay.
So I don't think they've got an agent under them. I think the father just looks after the two of them. So, what do you do?
It's.
I like Bellingham as a person, mind you.
Oh, he's got a good attitude, hasn't he?
Aye, they're a good family, them. Like,
Aye.
Screwed on.
No, they are. He's Look, I mean, there's nothing you can do. I mean, look, there's clubs 10 times bigger than Sunderland, 100 times bigger than Sunderland around the world.
Yeah.
And like I say, you've got to think of a short footballer's career. You can't stop them, and why should you? If they want them to, if they're going to be superstars, do you know what I mean? And they want.
If you watch Regis's presser the other day, he appreciates that, and all the likes of Regan Bellingham will eventually outgrow Sunderland.
Aye.
And that's just progression. You can't do anything about that.
The only way that'll change is if Sunderland become an established top 5 Premier League side.
Aye.
Which is, at the moment, I can't even see it at the other end of the horizon. It seems to be that far off distance-wise.
I think Bellingham's clued up to make the right move for his career, not for the money, because that family must be worth a fortune, mustn't it?
Oh, God's sake, without a doubt. And they get close, you know, the brothers, the two brothers, they're really close to each other, you know.
Aye. They're not going to make the move for money purpose, it'll be for their football development.
Because Bellingham comes over here to watch him play, you know.
Aye, I know. And he goes over there and watches him play.
He goes over there.
The father was at the Sunderland match of the day with Bellingham.
Aye.
In the crowd.
They were proper, well-knit, close family, aren't they?
Aye.
You know, like to support each other.
They've been well brought up, them brothers, like.
They have, absolutely. It's good to see.
You deserve everything to get.
Jim N says, I always give you a like, even if I don't agree with you sometimes. Everyone's entitled to your own opinion. Cheers, Jim. Of course they are, everybody. And I never argue. As long as anybody's not abusive and really nasty on the channel with comments and stuff. If somebody wants to put me down and say, Cabbie, I think you're being a negative Nancy, that's absolutely fine. You know,
as long as it's not abusive.
That's abusive, yeah.
If it becomes abusive, we'll get on the phone to Kia and it'll get you locked up.
It would be a boring world if everybody just agreed with everybody, wouldn't it?
Aye.
Do you know what I'm saying? Ken Walton says, just be yourself, mate. Thanks a lot, Ken, and that's exactly what I intend to do. Andrew Moore says, I went to the Burnley game. He says they were absolutely dire. Do you know, I thought that was more of a one-sided game than I did the Oxford game, Burnley, and I was surprised it was only 1-0.
Yeah, we played really well.
We did.
And I mean, in our leagues, there's long favourites. They're like 4 to 6, 4 to 7 favourites, but I just think there's a couple of bad results in leagues. Like
they're often shooting themselves in the foot.
They're not going to run away with the league, I don't think, anyway, personally.
No, because they keep putting their own spanner in the works. They'll just have like 2 stupid defeats out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You know, and
I'm happy the position we're in, Cabbie. We're hard to beat. We didn't lost many games. That's what you've got to do. Just stick in there, keep up there till after the January window and see where we are.
And let's face it, if we do lose tomorrow, it's still not the end of the world.
No.
By a million.
Plus we've got another game on Tuesday. We'll have three first timers back.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then that win on Tuesday sets us up for the top of the league clash.
Of course it does.
Yeah, Friday night. So we'll not be on next Friday.
Jim N says there is no evidence to support that owners are looking to sell. Only 2 major players in 2 seasons both wanted to go.
That's good.
I think the best business Sunderland's done is selling Stewart because he's just Southampton's had absolutely nothing out of it.
That's been the business of a lifetime. That was great business.
How much did they pay for Stewart again?
Sunderland paid about 600,000 for him. Oh, you mean Southampton?
No, how much we paid? About 700,000, didn't we?
Aye, and Southampton paid 10 million, didn't they?
And I don't think he's played a full game for Southampton, you know.
No.
But I'm not slagging Stewart off in case anybody thinks that I am. I like Stewart as a lad. I like him as a player.
Yeah.
I think you know, you can't forget what he did for Sunderland, and he was you know, Stewart practically got us over the line to get us promoted, man.
I was disappointed he didn't sign another contract. Like, I think he owed us another contract. But the money talks, doesn't it?
I suppose it does, yeah. And even if he did sign another contract with Sunderland, we wouldn't have seen him, would we?
No, that's it, aye.
Hindsight, if only. Jim also says, summer is different if players want to move. Andrew Moore comes along and says, Davey's right. He says, Mark Bellingham represents them both.
There you go, I thought he did.
So I didn't know that.
Yeah, I had a feeling it was, but I've never heard an agent mentioned when it's talked about them, so I thought his dad must look after them.
John Nesbitt says, top 5 Premier League unless a wealthy new owner comes in with a lot of money. We won't ever be a settled Premier League club, and bear in mind we're not even in there. Do you know what I'm saying? Well, that's why I said I couldn't even see us on the horizon. We're a long way off. We've just got to concentrate where we are now, and just making small steps.
Get each game as it comes. That's all you can do, man.
Yeah. I mean,
one game at a time.
I mean, you know, you look at like Newcastle or Man City and that's neither. They're only there where they are because the fact, like, that they've just had an avalanche of money from rich owners. Like at Olympia, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. That's what's happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Even rumours that Newcastle, they had another vote apparently. And the majority of the fans would be in for a move. So Newcastle United to go to a new stadium, to build a new stadium. I don't think it's far. And somebody must be winding me up in this department because they said they could be sharing the stadium alike with Sunderland.
Oh, no.
Would you be happy with that?
No.
Because we did make them welcome for the FA Cup, didn't we? By sprucing the.
You're welcome.
That would never happen, Davey, would it?
No.
Oh my!
That was mad that weekend, wasn't it?
Oh dear me!
I meant to put a performance in like they did, just put the tin hat on it, didn't it?
Oh dear me! Oh, we've got funny phone call pranks has just entered the channel. Get on the phone to Regis Lebrian. But yeah, that was. I still think someone must have been doing that for a dare because I don't know. Pastor Alex VPAs just says evening all. Evening, Pastor. Where have you been? Been away for a while. The MACKEM CABBIE, he says, in fairness, says Jim N, he says, in fairness, you asked if you were being a negative Nancy in one of your blogs about losing Job, and read your words. Well, yeah, I'm asking, do you think I'm being negative? And I appreciate...
You were in your car today, I heard it.
I appreciate any sort of feedback. Any comment I appreciate massively. I appreciate the negative ones as good as the good ones. If you disagree with us, tell us. If you think I'm being a Nancy or an arsehole or whatever, or don't slag this player off. Tell us. I didn't mind. You know, you are entitled to your opinion. Pastor Alex says, evening all. Sorry, I had to replace my old toilets.
Jesus. But he's had knee look, has he? He's had
to replace his old toilets. I say, well, I'm sure the Stadium of Light's got some second-hand ones they can possibly send over, couldn't they?
No, they're still using the second-hand ones, Stadium of Light.
Still use the second-hand ones, aye. Oh, it's funny. Did you see the article about the Stadium of Light? The fact, like, it was a massive article. I don't know which. It was a News and Banter page which shared it. But it went through paragraph after paragraph what potentially the Stadium of Light needs, and what it's desperate in need of, and you know, and yes, we've got the new sound system in, but there's still fans out there saying that the Stadium of Light still looks a bit shoddy.
I just want a coat of paint, man.
But to paint, a few fans are still saying, is it not time to extend one of the grounds, one of the stands, make it an upper concourse? So we've got 3 of them. I don't know. I mean, I just don't see any point in that at the minute, Davey. Do you?
We kind of get 45,000 in common now.
No,
that's the most we get in. There's always empty seats there, always.
Pastor Alex says, new haircut, Davey. We do good do good ones in Uganda, he says.
Turkey cut and turkey shave.
Turkey shave and turkey cut.
Alright.
Oh, I'd like to know what utensils you use in Uganda. Don't even go there. Bloody hell.
Yeah, Cabby, did you see the video of Wilson switching the lights on at Sunderland?
I was dancing away, wasn't he?
Oh, he's a what? Yeah, he's going to be the new Luke 9, isn't he?
Fans already love him. I can't remember what song it was on. It was Mariah Carey, wasn't it? And he sang on the mic going, all I want for Christmas. And he kept high pitched is you, like that.
He's great, isn't
he? He is. He's got the similar personality to Luke 9, isn't he? He just joins in. Didn't he? And you got Chris Riggs standing there looking freezing cold, and he's just staring at Wilson Isidore as if to say, "You all there, mate." But that's good. It's a sign he's happy, man.
He's a one-off, but he's good to watch. I like to see that in the players, mate. Like,
aye. I don't care what anybody.
He's passionate.
Yep.
He sings Wise Men Say and all that before the game.
He does.
So I like out like that, mate.
Well, Wilson Isidore's even been singing on the way. If we win full time, he's there. And when he first came to the club, he didn't understand what he was singing. He didn't even know the words. He was just trying to mime along with it. So even then, he was like, I want to be part of this. Do you know what I'm saying? And this Nate Fluke and Wilson Isidore, I've seen the goals he scored. That guy's a natural talent. And you don't take your goals like that against Coventry. The way because he had his back to the goal, just about, and he sort of twisted and side-footed into the top corner. That's a talent, that mate.
He knows how that net is, doesn't he?
He's a natural talent. I'm not. People say that it was just a bit of fluke. This, and that, the rival fans. This is that guy's got talent. And it doesn't matter if it's a tap in or if it comes in off his arse hairs. It's being there at the right time, and the more he scores, the more the fans are going to love him. The more he's going to love it here. Yeah. John Nesbitt says, I'd rather be in bed with the taxman than those horrible Tynesiders sharing the stadium.
Definitely.
I think that guy, because they're trying to go for a 65,000 seat stadium or something. I don't know. Mackem on a mission. How are you doing? He says, the city is getting done up, looking an attractive place to live. He says, it should be able to attract players better than before. Just need to bulldoze Southwick now.
Oh, God.
Oh, and I've got Putin on the phone now, ringing us from Moscow. I'm not picking that one up. He might press the red bloody button.
Bloody hell, Putin.
Bloody Putin calling us now. What's going on there? Moscow. Do you get phone calls from Moscow? What's going on?
No.
Moscow? Just bulldoze Southwick now. I used to live in Southwick for a short while with my late sister, and
haven't even got a pub now.
It's like a lot of places, though, isn't it? That's gone to the dogs. I mean, it used to have a nice little shopping centre, little shopping bit, a little green bingo hall and all that.
But they haven't got any pubs now. All the pubs are shut. All of them.
We've got Kev Atkinson in.
Hello, Kevin, lad. How are you doing? Are you snoring?
He says, hello, Father and Cabby. And he says, and I have turkey teeth.
Right, and I've got a turkey haircut and turkey shave.
Oh, he hasn't been to the same place as wee Philly, has he? Kev Atkinson?
Aye, he likes his turkey teeth.
Likes his turkey teeth. Good to see you, Kev, mate. Don't forget, you're welcome to come and join us, mate, on cam and have a crack on.
He's not in where he lives, Cabby.
Does he live in the sticks, does he?
Aye, top of Glasgow.
Top of Glasgow.
Aye.
I love the snow, mate.
It's 10 foot up there, won't it?
Hey?
There'll be 10 foot of snow up there.
Oh, it'll be raw. We never get...
You getting there, Storm Bertie yet?
Storm Bertie's going to attack tomorrow at the start of it. It's already cancelled me boys' football match tomorrow morning, which I'm sort of pleased because I got to lie in after I've really had a hard week at work. No, that sounds awful. I'm not a very good father, am I?
Forecast for rain all day down Millwall tomorrow. I've looked.
Yeah,
rain all day.
It's forecast nationwide, and it's a shame because we've had 3 weeks of glorious weather, and it's been a pleasure going to work, driving in the blue sky. It just makes you feel so much better. I love getting up in the morning and it's like -7 and it's freezing cold. I just love it. I just such a happy place to be when it's blue sky above me head. But it looks like we're going to get 2 weeks of summer weather where it's just grey, 12 degrees, wet, wild, just basically trash, basically. Back to normality. Hope it doesn't last too long. Pastor Alex says, my son got a haircut recently, got ringworm everywhere. He says, I've reported it to the RSPCA. You get free. I'll tell you what, I'm glad I'm not living over there. Like, I've reported to the RSPCA. Be careful with ringworm, you might get done for keeping bloody pets. That's what happened to General Lovelock Road. And me and son and my dad reported to the council that there's cockroaches in the kitchen. He got charged for keeping pets. Wouldn't believe it, man. John Nesbitt says,
back to football.
Aye, let's get back to the football, man. Cockroaches.
What do you think the team will be tomorrow, and what do you think the system will be?
I think pretty much what you said. Well, I'm hoping it'll be that. I think the back's pretty much the same as it is. Part obviously, I know Brown's going to be a change. He's not there. But I'm just expecting. I'm hoping to expect what you said with Isidore up front. He's got to have Watson on the left, and whether he will or not, I don't know. But I would like to have my end on the right. Don't change it too much. Didn't absolutely muck around totally. I would say keep.
No, I'll keep the same shape, mate, because they used to play in that shape.
I think Regis Labrie will keep the same shape, and
if things has gone wrong, he changes it, and he's done that loads of times. Huh?
He has done. Aye. I certainly still don't think the likes of Rusin deserves this start, and that obviously he'll have to if we get even more injuries tomorrow. But
we've got 3 of them back on Tuesday, you know.
What have?
Roberts, Hume and Bellingham.
Is Gialessi available tomorrow?
He's available tomorrow, but obviously he's had no game time. Like.
No. And this is what they were saying. He'd
be on the bench unless they chuck him straight in, because they've done that before. If you remember, in the playoffs, he'd never played for months and months and months, and he was in the second leg, wasn't he?
He was indeed, Davey. Yeah, he was.
Right.
He was and all. John Nesbitt says, Davey being readied for the town centre tonight, dancing the night away with his brute splashed on. Going nightclubbing with his mother.
Oh, she's just gone home the day to be resting up.
Do you know what? I still laugh every time I watch back at that. I'm going clubbing. It was brilliant.
Aye. I've been showing her it. I says, look, mother, you've got 250 views. She went, get in.
Get her on here, become a regular, Davey. It'd be brilliant, man. Dear. Jim N says, MACKEM on a mission. He says, I think Ross Stewart could have been a decent in the Premier League, but we dodged the bullet because of his injury problems. Going back to when we were talking.
Shame. There is one regard. I would like to have seen him play in the Premier League, on a regular basis.
Aye, I know. It's a shame for the lad. Doesn't deserve. It doesn't deserve the look he's had. I mean, what he's done for Sunderland, we can't forget what he's did for us.
No, well, he played. You know, when we got promoted, he played every game.
He did play every game, and he played such an important role.
He was one of the main reasons why we went up.
100%, especially that first leg against Sheffield Wednesday.
He played every game, Cabby. So you can never knock him that he didn't do his bit for Sunderland, like, even though it's disappointing to see him leave.
Yeah. Pixel Rich, hello Pixel, if you're still on the channel, mate, I hope you're doing well. He says, looking good, Davey. Gary Hoyle, hello Gary, says, that's what you need, Cabby, is characters. I think we're on about the likes of Isidore and Co.
Did you see him? Have you not seen him on the video when he's getting interviewed and they're learning to MACKEM?
He's got a book. He's got the book. He's got the book, hasn't he?
Oh man, yeah. I was crying when he was shouting. You were telling him what Mara meant.
Aye. He had this little red boot, didn't he?
He was shouting at Luke one night. All right, Mara!
Oh, it's classic. Luke will have been loving that, man. Yeah. Wasn't he eating pink slice as well next to him? Didn't he have some pink slices next to him?
He was learning how to cook them.
the Sunderland gourmet speciality, pink slices.
He's good crack him, like.
Oh, he's absolutely class. Jim N says, Wilson is ridiculously good. Russian club is paying his wages this season and fee to buy is around 4.5 million euros. Kev Atkinson says, due to the snow tomorrow, make Scotland look even more stunning. We've got a lot of snow heading our way, but then it's going to turn to rain later on. Kev Atkinson also says, what will the team be tomorrow? What will the team be tomorrow and the team? And like so, I think we've already discussed that, Kev. You must have heard that, mate, when we're like Wilson coming in, not changing too much. Wilson up front, Watson on the left, etc. Don't forget Patterson's in. Patterson's back, isn't he?
Right, Patterson's back tomorrow.
Patterson's back.
I'm not too sure about that Simon Moore. I kind of get away with it. He's done well, but Patterson's a better keeper.
Somebody mentioned the fact, like, the blame Moore for Coventry's second goal. Like he flapped. He couldn't do much about the first goal because it was a deflection. It was a bit of luck that fell straight at the Coventry player. But he was at fault with that second goal. That he dived too soon. I think he could, if he just stood his ground, he could have easily got that.
Aye.
You know, he's not as good at reading the game as what Patterson is. Do you know what I mean? Even Patterson makes his errors and stuff, but the majority of the side, he reads it a lot better, doesn't he? But I don't think Miller's had that bad of a game. He hasn't done too bad.
He's a good one to have in reserve. It's nice to have two steady keepers.
It is, aye. Andrew Moore says RSPCA isn't in Uganda. I think he means his version of the RSPCA. I don't know what the hell passes on about. He's been smoking something again through there. I do not know what it is. Goodness knows, don't even ask. Kev Atkinson says, would 09 go right back and Ballard in centre? Says Kev Atkinson.
Yeah, that's what I reckon. 09's at right back, Dan Ballard in the centre. I would play like Rigg, Dan Neil, and Adil in the middle, winger, Watson on the left, Mayenda on the right, and Wilson up front. 4-3-3.
And a partridge in a pear tree. Well said, Davey. MACKEM on a mission. Isidore needs to play on Cooper's shoulders. He will do him for pace every time. He says that Cooper's about 6'9" for Millwall and turns slower than a pint of milk.
Yeah. That's going to be our problem, like the height they've got on set pieces. Because I will have Dan Ballard back, which is a plus.
Yeah.
But they are dangerous on set pieces. Like, even the centre forward's a big, strong lad in the air. That Coburn from Middlesbrough.
Absolutely. Him and Hume were immense mind in the Nations League. Ballard and Hume.
Aye.
They had such high ratings for their country in the Nations League games. They were immense. And it's a bonus. It's keeping them ticking over for the league, and it's they played really, really well. I've read nothing but glowing reports for them.
Yeah.
Pixel Rich says team selection for tomorrow is a problem. Bar and Sheesh may have to be involved. Let's just not lose it. I would take a draw, and I think we all would, mate. We'd all take a draw. Ken says, "What a great." You what, David?
Even though you draws off the trot, you would take one tomorrow, wouldn't you?
You would. Oh God, yeah. Don't think there's any fans who disagree. Ken Walton says, "What a great show." Thanks a lot, lads. Colin Major, hello, Colin.
God, mate, Colin, he slept in.
He slept in. He says, "Hi, Cabbie and Davey." He says, "You're right, Davey. Here's a question for you. For you," he says, "where would the Mags play their games? Not that I give a flying," he says, he says, "and Davey, you're the best looking turkey I've seen this year."
Well, they'd play the games at Kingston Park, wouldn't they? That'd be big enough for them.
Kingston Park. He's got a point though, Colin. I mean, they could be playing at the stadium. They could be sharing with us, you know what I mean?
There's no chance of that.
There's Gateshead Stadium.
Right, plenty of room there, isn't there?
Plenty of room there. There's loads of red seats at the Gateshead Stadium.
Right.
Well, good to see you. It's the best looking turkey I've seen.
It's 9 o'clock.
I know, and he's got a decent set of giblets, I've been told as well, Colin. We'll quickly read.
Right, Cabbie, yeah?
It doesn't now. We'll quickly read through these. We've only got a few little messages. Andrew Moore says, as long as Wilson keeps off the Savaloy dips, he'll be fine. John Nesbitt says, a hard-fought 1-0 win, hopefully. He says, Colin Major says, sorry about my grammar. Big fingers and little buttons. John Nesbitt says, good night, lads. Davey, it's been a pleasure as usual. It's gone so quick.
Brilliant. Let's hope for a good result tomorrow. And then we'll be back on Monday night with Martin Smith to talk about it.
That's right, join us Monday night.
Son of Pellier is your guest on Monday night.
Join us. So, thanks, Davey. Dog walking time tonight, eh?
Yeah. See you Monday, son.
Been a pleasure.
Let's have a good result tomorrow.
Pleasure, Davey. We'll catch you later, mate.
Yeah.
Catch you later, folks. Thanks for tuning in. MACKEM CABBIE live commentary and watch along tomorrow.